UvaldiRadio.net. Good afternoon. It's Robert Miguel here with you. Very special guest. Well, we just played a song off his first album, Marshall, right there with Tell Me a Secret. And this is exciting, man, because we've got Marshall Jones from Katy, Texas, in town tonight for Friday Night Live. And this just happens to be the day he released his brand new single. So joining me on the phone, Marshall Jones. What's up, brother?
What's happening, Robert? So good to talk to you.
It's exciting, man, that you're on the way here to Uvalde, and you got Friday Night Live tonight on the same day that pretty much you released your brand new single, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And as usual, you're going to be the first to get it, baby.
I am excited. We've already been playing it here on UvaldeRadio.net. We just did one of your earlier singles just to kind of reacquaint everybody with you. But we're going to play the new song as soon as we're done talking. But, man, it's going to be really cool to have you back in town tonight. So the details are Friday Night Live, Broadway 830, 100 East Main Street, downtown Uvalde. We're going to have you live on the patio from 7 to 10 p.m. There's a little bit of rain in the forecast. If it gets bad, we'll move you inside. But you know, rain in Southwest Texas, it doesn't usually happen. So it will probably just be a nice, cool evening to check out Marshall back in Uvalde. So, Marshall, last time we spoke, I want to say it was in Fort Worth at the TCMA Awards. Is that the last time I saw you?
Yeah, actually, that sounds about right, because I didn't get a chance to get to T3R this year.
Yeah, you actually kind of did a pre-show. Like you kind of pre-gamed the TCMAs. You played. What was that? What was that bar you played at, man? That was a cool place.
I think that's called the Thirsty Armadillo.
Yes.
Hey, man, I got some really cool news to share with you.
Oh yeah, all right.
This year for TCMA, we're in the Battle of the Bands, baby.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. Very cool. All right, so for those of you who don't know or haven't been paying attention, TCMA is the Texas Country Music Awards, and it happens in the fall, right, in Fort Worth. So the next ones are, is it November or October? The year's flying by, man.
November,
all right.
November 11th, actually. So we're going to be on stage on Memorial Day. So
UvaldeRadio.net, we will be broadcasting live from the TCMAs live at Billy Bob's Texas in Fort Worth. And Marshall, you're going to be part of the Battle of the Bands. So that's cool. So what happens in this Battle of the Bands? What are you competing for?
Well, so bands get up and they get to play, I think it's 4, maybe 5 songs, depending on how long they are. You get 20 minutes. And at the end of the day, the judges all get together and say who's the best one. And I think top 3 winners get, I think it's a cash prize, and then, of course, you get a TCMA award for winning the Battle of the Bands.
Now, does that mean you get to play at the big ceremony, too, or maybe the before the ceremony at Billy Bob's?
I think so, but to be honest with you, I don't know. My manager's kind of handled all.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay not to know all the details. You just want to play. Yeah, you just want to get out there and rock, man. It's going to be a great time. So anyway, man, it's going to be great to be able to catch you at the TCMAs. At that last year was the first time I actually got to see your full band. Now you've been gracious and kind enough to come down to Uvalde several times in the past, but I'd never had a chance to see you full band, and it was good, man. You got a solid group of guys. So it's been about a year. You still got the same group with you, or has there been some band changes?
Well, there have been one major change. We swapped out guitar players, and to be honest with you, man, I'm actually still kind of on the hunt for somebody kind of permanent. I'm using fill-in guys as I can. So anybody in Uvalde wants to come up to Houston and do some rehearsals, we're looking for a guitar player.
Fantastic, man. Well, again, hey, you brought up Houston, so you're from that area. Marshall, for those who are listening for the first time and hearing your voice, give us your quick biography. Tell us, how you brought your brand of country music out of the Katy area.
Well, so my brand of country music, for the most part, has been kind of rock-oriented to begin with, because growing up, that was kind of music that I mostly listened to, and when I got into playing music, that's what I played. But, I grew up on country music. I grew up listening to George Strait and Restless Heart and Diamond Rio, Black Hawk, Brooks and Dunn, bands like that. And so when I started to write my own songs, what came out was kind of this blend of country and rock. And so I was like, you know what? I look good in a cowboy hat, so let me go back to my roots here. And that being said, I moved to Nashville in 2014 to better my singing and my songwriting, and I took a lot of great things away from that town. But at the end of the day, I was kind of shopping my tunes around to different people, and all of them were saying, nah, we don't like this. I can't sell this. And somebody at the kind of the tail end of that was honest enough to say, listen, what you're doing is good. I like it, but I can't sell it here in Nashville. We're going this hip-hop kind of thing, and you're a little bit too country. So if you really want to make it, you need to move to Texas. So a few years later, I got the opportunity to move to Texas, and man, I haven't looked back. Texas is great, and the musical community has been real welcoming to me here. So I love being in Texas. I love playing in Texas, and I tell you, one of the great things about this new single, though, is I wanted to get a little bit more pure Texas sound. So when you're listening to this single, I think you're gonna hear a stark difference between my older material that was recorded in Tennessee versus my newer material, which was recorded at Rosewood Studio here in Texas.
Fantastic. Again, we got Marshall on the phone. He's from Katy, and he's performing tonight here in Uvalde for Friday Night Live. Broadway 830. You know the drill. 7 to 10 p.m. live music on the patio, absolutely free. Just bring some beer money, some pizza money, and have a good time. So, Marshall, you got a brand new single out now. You spent some time in Nashville. You've been embraced here. Everybody here in Texas loves you, especially in that kind of Houston area scene where a lot of people that I talk to from your area say, "Oh man, Marshall, great guy. Love sharing a stage with him." Give us a little bit of insight into that Houston area as far as that Texas country scene. How does it differ from other parts of the state? Because Texas is a big state, big scene, and there's kind of lots of differences. Even though it's a solid thing, regionally it can be a little different.
Yeah, what's funny is that there's a lot of Texas artists that either reside here or are originally from the Houston area. I mean, Houston is just such a big town. Mm-hmm. So really kind of all varieties of the Texas music you can find here. Chad Cook Band has a little bit more of that polished kind of rock edge, little upbeat, energetic kind of music. Then we also got Josh Ward from here in Katy, who's almost just straight up cowboy country, and everything in between. And
you guys got a good group of ladies coming out of that Houston area too, right? I know that you're buddies with Rhea and who else? I think Paige Lewis is from out around that part.
Yep, sure is.
Well, man, we are excited that you finally have some new music. It has been a while. It's been a couple of years, right?
Well, not a couple of years. It's been about a year. But yeah, I wanted to take a little time to kind of retool, get the band situated, get a few things geared up so that when we did release a new single that we were ready to hit the road and go out and do some bigger shows and and be ready for what's coming next.
Now, this last visit to the studio where this song comes from, is it just a one-off, one song, or have you recorded like a small batch of a couple of tunes?
This song was just it's actually a song from my original EP, but I was listening to it and I was like, I think this song would be a really good full band song, because the original cut was just basically an acoustic cut.
Right, yeah.
So I thought, let's work this up as a full band song. And as we were playing it, people were really responding to it. So I thought, I need a new radio single. Let's go in the studio. It's time to cut a new single. And so we took an older song and took it back to the drawing board and gave it a little bit more Texas sound and a full band sound at that.
Now, in the recording studio, did you use studio players or did you use your guys?
Definitely use studio players. Not that my guys aren't great, but
right.
Studio players just used to that kind of thing. And so they can get in there and just knock it out in a minute. And I was really fortunate on this particular song. I've got Nate Kuhn from Aaron Watson on drums. I got Milo Deering as the pedal steel player.
Wow.
John Carroll was playing guitar and the baritone guitar. So I had just A-list players who knocked it out in one take.
Well, we're excited to play it here. Again, the new song is called The Working Kind. It's brand new by Marshall, and Marshall's going to be in town, probably heading here in moments to Uvalde, playing tonight, 7 p.m. at Broadway 830 for our Friday Night Live series. Marshall, what you been up to, man? Besides, obviously, you got the new single, but outside of that, it's been the better part of a year since we've seen you. Give us an update as to what else you've been up to in your downtime. Or have you been taking a more of a personal break, or have you been, busting ass behind the scenes, so to speak?
Man, I've been busting it. Last year I think we counted up that I played 130 shows.
Wow.
This year we're on track for 160. So probably doing more live touring than anything else. That being said, too, I've been writing a lot, and so I've got some other songs coming out early next year that I think your listeners are really going to love.
Now, you're one of those rare breeds these days that actually put out, a record here recently. And any plans to do that again, like put out a collection, whether it's an EP or a full LP, or are you going to kind of do what most people are doing these days and kind of put them out single by single to streaming platforms, or do you still like and embrace the idea of putting out physical copies?
Well, for now, I'm just going to do singles. We may take those singles later and collect them into an album. The truth is people aren't really purchasing albums anymore.
Right,
so, and it takes an awful lot of investment to go through and record all the songs together and then put them out on a record that, again, people aren't really going to pay for. So it's just more cost effective and better for the artist if we can just do it by singles.
It's almost like you can only put out LP like vinyl these days,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, those CDs just kind of sit in a box half the time. You end up giving them out as promotional material. But man, however you do it, man, we are looking forward to any new music. Now, you said you've been writing. Where is the new material taking you? How would you say it differs, for as best you can tell, from your older stuff?
Well, so I'm taking a lot more time to carefully craft my lyrics, making sure that every word is exactly how I want it and that I'm conveying the ideas right. So putting a real big focus on lyrical content. And I'll say this too, I'm exploring a little bit more of a classic country kind of sound. Still got a little bit of that kind of rock edge to it, but definitely going more old school with the new material.
No matter what you do, we're going to love it. Because, you do ride the line of country, rock. You got that Red Dirt influence. I mean, I would say you're capable of doing it all, pretty well. So no matter what direction you go in, I'm on board. So
right on, man. We appreciate your support, Robert. We really do.
So we're going to get the new song on. Marshall, what else is up? And give me the websites, the socials, the places to download the music, and anything we haven't caught up on yet that I need to know.
Well, yeah, anywhere you want to find me online, you can look up Marshall Rocks Country. My website is marshallrockscountry.com, facebook.com/Marshall Rocks Country. Same for YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. All that is just Marshall Rocks Country. And worst case scenario, if you can't find me out there, just hit me up on Facebook or something, and I'll give you any social link you want. The new single is not out on streaming services yet.
Okay.
But be looking for that on my socials over the next couple weeks.
Fantastic. Again, the website is marshallrockscountry.com. The new single, The Working Kind, will be available soon wherever you stream your music. For now, exclusively on radio, so be sure and keep it here on UvaldeRadio.net. We're going to be playing it throughout the afternoon. Every other hour on the evens is the plan today until the show tonight. Marshall, as far as the show tonight, I've seen your show several times. You do a good balance of your original stuff and the hits that people like to hear. For those who haven't seen you yet, sell the show. Tell us what to expect.
Well, basically that. I try to give everybody a little something to listen to. I've got some old school hits that I play. I got some, 90s and 2000s and maybe even a couple of modern hits that people like to hear. And then, I'll probably be playing almost all of my originals that I have out now. Plus, we're definitely going to be playing the new single tonight, too.
Fantastic. Well, without further ado, let's get it on. Again, UvaldeRadio.net premiere. Well, we played it a couple of times already, but we'll just call it the premiere since you're on the phone. But today we're spinning it all day long, every other hour. This is called The Working Kind. It is brand spanking new by Marshall out of Katy, a good friend here to UvaldeRadio.net. We're looking forward to the show tonight. Marshall, thank you so much, brother.
Always good to talk to you. Thank you, Robert.
Sometimes they heal, sometimes they hurt. Callous with scars they'll never lose. When times get tough, I fold them at church. And now there ain't much that they can't do. Well, I love to feel yours in mine, 'cause my hands are the working kind. They got worn down soles and torn up leather. They're covered in dirt and clay. They're roughed up and barely held together. They'll never that you've got your doubts. And we've seen our share of hard times.